Job chapter 32 and 8. But there is a spirit in man, and the inspiration of the Almighty giveth understanding.
Right, there is a spirit of man, and the inspiration of the Most High giveth understanding. So that's that's really what you're supposed to really get into. It's the spirit of understanding, examining things, learning, being sure of your ways, not doing what the sheep are doing, not getting involved with nonsense, because this nonsense is going to be passed away real soon. All right. It tells you that in John, man, it says, love not the world, neither the things of the world. And that we are new creatures. We are the true new creatures. Like you got these Christians talking about, oh, they're born again. They don't even know what they're talking about when it means born again. They don't have a clue what the hell they're talking about. They don't know the scriptures, man. What it means to be born again is that you were once in a Gentile state of mind, right? You go back to being an Israelite. Only an Israelite that was born in Israelite can be truly born again, back to his nationality. All right, and that consists of the law, statutes, and commandments. That's how you're born again. These Christians don't get that, man. They think, oh, if I dunk my head in some dirty ass water, I'm born again. No, you ain't born again. Go on, brother.
Great men are not always wise, neither do the aged understand judgment.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, brothers go off, man, because we're in the flesh, like Solomon. Solomon went off when he worshipped them gods of the Ammonites. You can read that in Kings, the 11th chapter. He was the top king in his day, reigned 40 years. And the reason why the kingdom split, because he did that sin. He built it up the different temples and so that the gods can be worshipped. You can read that in, I believe it's 1st or 2nd Kings, the 11th chapter, man. The Most High is going to make it a way to where we're not going to be corrupt anymore. We're going to be perfect. It works. Go on, brother.
Psalms chapter 1 and 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly,
right,
nor standeth in the way of sinners,
right,
nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Exactly, that's what I just said. So we ain't supposed to be dealing with these people out here, man. We're supposed to walk amongst the men that are in the truth. This is the family right here. This is the true family right here. The brothers that believe, the brothers that are teaching and doing the work, that's the family. What did Yahushua say? Yahushua said, them that do the will of my Father, that's my mother, my brother, my father. In other words, he was saying that that's the family. That's the true family. Okay? Not these old people out here in the world, man. And I don't mean to sound, you know, meaning. It's like you're mean. I said meaning. I don't mean to sound mean or anything. But the truth be told, these people out here, they ain't really nothing, man. And I'm saying that because the scriptures say it. And you know the scripture I'm talking about.
I want to say something what you said, because even forgetting about the heathens, you know what Yahushua said, it sounds mean to your own family, but ultimately it's the truth, man. And if you're not down with this, you know, because we understand the scriptures, we know that all Israel is going to see the kingdom. Yeah. So they're just going to have to deal with what they're going to have to deal with
on this side.
On this side, so not being in the truth, they're going to actually have to perish, man. Yeah. But we at least having the understanding, we can say this in faith, because we know it just has to be that way. Yeah. So it sounds cold, like, you know, a lot of people say, you know, they say fuck their family. Brother said, excuse the language. Yeah. But that's how you've got to be in this truth, man. Yeah. You know what I mean? You can't.
It's the Lord. Two of his brothers were active believers. The other two didn't really follow him.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is.
Exactly. So that's how it goes down. So whoever believes, that's who we rocking with, man. We're not rocking with those that don't believe. If you don't believe, do what you gotta do, man. And let us do what we have to do. This is about the believers right here. Go on, brother. Yeah, see what you got. Yeah, when I say go on, man, I might look at you, right? But I'm really saying whoever's reading first.
Philippians 1 and 9, it says, and I pray that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge, and in all judgment.
So it says more in knowledge.
Philippians 1 and 9, and I pray that your love may abound yet more and more in knowledge.
And more in knowledge. So when
in all judgment.
And all judgment. So that means you got to do away with being a reprobate. Because if you're growing in the knowledge, you're supposed to elevate your mind and do that which is of your state. All right. If you put 5 years in, 7 years in, or 10 years in, all right? 12 years in, you're supposed to act according to what you've experienced now. And according to your knowledge, you ain't supposed to be doing 15 years in the truth and you acting as though you don't know what you did like 1 year or 2 years. Nah, man, that means you haven't learned a goddamn thing. That means you ain't been learning nothing. And that's why, you know, the Apostle Horror section, certain leaders and camps, to derank certain guys, man. Because they're not acting according to their position. This is about growth, man. We're about growing. This ain't about no stagnation or holding ourselves down or being pressed down. This is about growth, man. We growing. Let's get Matthew 6, brother, and 4.
So, in what you're saying is that Isaiah 33 and 6, wisdom and stability is the
Time.
Wisdom and knowledge is the stability.
Time and the fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Times, yeah, that.
Right. Well, it's really it's these times too, but more so talking about when all hell breaks loose too.
Okay.
You know? Because you gotta be, if you ain't stabilizing this truth now, you gonna lose it, man. You gonna take that trip and you out, man. That's gonna be the end of you going, bro.
Matthew chapter 6 verse 4, that thine alms may be in secret, and thy Father...
You know where it speaks about be ye perfect as your Father in heaven?
Okay.
Yes, it's in Matthew 6. Try 10. Matthew 6 and 10, try that. It says, be ye as your Father which is in heaven, be ye perfect, which is your Father in heaven. I'll find it. You know, and the reason why I'm shouting and screaming, man, because it's just the spirit, man. That spirit kind of burns in you. Like Jeremiah, there was a time when Jeremiah, he didn't want to preach to Israel, but he couldn't help himself because the spirit was burning inside of him. You know what I mean? So you gotta be hot, you gotta be passionate about this truth. Yeah, it's in there, yeah. Since he's finding out, yeah, read what you got, brother.
Looking into it.
It's in Matthew 6. It's definitely in there.
Yeah, when you were saying why they're looking for that wisdom and knowledge of the stability of that time, at that time, we've got to really keep on exercising that, you know, and when it really matters, that's when wisdom comes into play. That's when it becomes knowledge is the application of wisdom is the application of knowledge. So that's when it really matters. When you turn knowledge into wisdom is when you put it into practice. See them boxers, when they've been training, and if they don't put it in the ring, they don't put it into action in the ring, all that training is none and void.
It's without, man. It doesn't matter, it's vain.
Yeah.
Because you're supposed to put in whatever you learn back at home or in the gym somewhere, you're supposed to put that in the ring, man.
Yeah.
You know, like the brother would say.
Yeah. Errol Spence, he's fighting Garcia later. So, I don't want to give a prediction, I'm on camera.
I will, man. Eric Spence.
Can't. I believe I got a rough idea, you know what I mean? You can say your prediction, it's alright.
It's fat, man.
You know, I want to wait.
Can't.
Yeah, man, so that's what it's all about. You gotta learn and grow in this truth, man. And a part of learning, sometimes you gotta get reproved, you gotta get rebuked, and take it on the chin. Go on, bro.
Proverbs 15 and 31.
What is it? 540. Oh, it's 540. Okay, go on, bro.
Proverbs 15 and 31 says, the ear that heareth the reproof of life abideth among the wise.
You're gonna have to read that again, man.
Proverbs 15 and 31, the ear that heareth the reproof of life.
So it says the ear that heareth the reproof of life. Go on.
Abideth among the wise.
Abideth amongst the wise.
It says, he that refuseth instruction despiseth his own soul.
Despiseth his own soul.
But he that heareth getteth understanding.
And that's what I said earlier up there. Because many brothers that have been rebuked, brothers that have been in leadership positions, right? They've been rebuked before. I've been rebuked before, right? And I'm okay. I'm still breathing, and I'm all right. I'm not worse than I was before. So I'm actually a lot more better than I was before. Let me say that. So it helped me. That's what this is saying. All right. So there's nothing wrong with taking correction. Jake think it's wrong taking correction. And that's why we as the people will always remain down in the dirt, because we don't want to take correction. We're too proud and too stubborn for another Israelite brother to tell you to correct yourself. So with that being said, man, like I said, if you don't take correction, man, then you really hate yourself. That's really what it is. Go on, bro.
Proverbs 15 again, but this is verse 10. It says, correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way, and he that hateth reproof shall die.
Oh man, it says, he that hateth reproof shall die. That's the only way you're gonna go. There's no gray area or middle ground to it, man. It's either you do what's right, what's written, and you abide by the brotherhood, the leadership, you all right. But if you don't, then you're gonna die, man. Like the rest of these jokers out here, man. They gonna die. All of these people you see walking past us, they gonna die because they don't want to hearken to the instruction of the Lord. And as the scripture says, it says, Israel, he is the sand of the sea, but a remnant shall return. But I say that scripture to say this. You got a lot of these other nations, right? Kind of camera on it, brother. All of these people out here, most likely probably Israelites anyway. But they just look different because they've been scattered abroad. There's more Israelites and there's more heathen on the planet. So we're out here giving the word, spreading the gospel, and warning the flock. Right? The flock of evildoers, and they don't want to repent. They're going to be destroyed. The blood is going to be found in their hand according to Ezekiel. I believe it's the 33rd chapter. Because our purpose is to take the blood of our hands. Tell the people, look, repent, come back to the Lord, keep the commandments, and you are right. You're going to be saved, Lord willing. That's our job. So the blood is off our hands. Go on, bro. So it's about being corrected. You got to correct yourself, man. Jake don't want to correct himself. Jake thinks it's the end all be all, and it's all gonna go downhill from there if they take correction. No, it won't go downhill. As a matter of fact, you're gonna go uphill. Okay?
Yeah, and can I just say, and the Most High likes when he sees you.
And I don't cut you too, brother. Just thought about it, man. How was Shai took correction, man?
There you go.
That's why he went on the cross, man, to die for his own sins and to die for the sins of the elect.
Yeah.
And here it is, you can't take a little reproof or rebuke, man. Come on, man. And I'm just speaking in the air because you got certain guys, man, they just have the spirit where they just don't want to take rebuke. They feel like they better than rebuke. Well, you know, if you better than rebuke, you could be by yourself then. All right, and I'm just speaking in the midst, man.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not talking about any brother, anything. I'm just speaking in the spirit because the spirit want me to go speak about the situation. You know?
Yeah.
Go on, bro.
That's good. That's good. Perfect.
Oh yeah. Please give me that. Yeah. Finish with that. Yeah. Okay.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect, even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect.
And ultimately, you know, we can say with confidence that we're not perfect right now, but if we grow in the knowledge and we seek on to the word of us, the word or the wisdom of our salvation, eventually we'll get to being perfect. That's why Paul speaks about the what? The immortality. You'll only receive the immortality if you remain in this truth, man. Keep going.
Take heed that you do. That's a different topic.
No, keep going, brother. It says take heed or something.
Take heed that ye do not your alms before men to be seen of them.
Oh yeah, that's going to be something. Yeah, give me what is it? 2 Corinthians 15. What did Paul speak about, man? Paul spoke about the immortality. Hosea speaks about how we're going to be changed, right? So in order for us to be changed, we have to stick with this. Those that have left the plow, that have left the labor, those that have forsook the word. What does it say in Hebrews 10 and 38? We are not those that draw back the sword. What is the spiritual sword? The word of the Heavenly Father, man. Okay, it tells us in the book of Ephesians, if I'm saying it right, it says something to the effect of how this word piercing even to the asunder of the heart. It is a double-edged sword. So we're not out here, we not to draw back with this truth. We're about moving forward. Okay?
What was that 1 Corinthians
15. I believe it's 1 Corinthians 15. Start from verse 48. I believe it is.
I was talking about the first man is earthy.
Yes.
1 Corinthians chapter 15, I'm going to start from verse 46. Howbeit that not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural,
Right.
and afterward that which is spiritual.
Right.
The first man is of the earth,
Right, sister, the first man is of the earth, which is the carnal, going.
earthy. The second man is the Lord from heaven.
Right, and the second man is the Lord from heaven, meaning those celestial bodies. We're gonna get on.
As in the earthy, such are they that are earthy, and as the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly.
Right, they all have their own glory, going.
And as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall
It says we shall, meaning it's gonna happen.
also bear the image of the heavenly.
We should also bear the image of the heavenly. So let's read. It specifies. I don't have to specify. It specifies itself. Let's read it.
Now this I say, brethren, that the flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the
Okay.
Most High,
All right.
neither doth corruption inherit incorruption.
Okay, go on.
Behold, I shew you a mystery.
I show you a mystery. What does it say in the scriptures, brother? He doeth nothing but he revealeth secrets unto the servants, the prophets. What does it say in Matthew 13, 9 and 10? It says, matter of fact, let's read it, man. Just real quick, bro. I know I'm jumping around the place, but I'm just let you get that. You know, when them scriptures come in your mind, you gotta have brothers read the scriptures.
Them precepts today, man.
Yeah, man. It's the Spirit, brother. It's the Holy Spirit, man. It's not me. It's not because I remember the scriptures. It's really the Spirit. It's the Holy Spirit. Now you can feel it too.
13, yeah?
Yeah, Matthew 13 and 9 and 10. That's the Holy
Matthew
Spirit.
13, 9 and 10. Who
Yeah.
have ears to hear, let him hear.
Yeah.
And the disciples came and said unto him, Why speakest thou unto them in parables? He answered and said unto them, It is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven,
Right.
but to them it is not given.
But to them it is not given. So it wasn't given to most men to receive this knowledge. It was only given to the first fruits. Once they attain immortality, then the rest will follow suit, which we're going to go right back to that, which is a mystery.
And it says this, behold, 1 Corinthians 15 and 51. Behold, I show you the mystery.
Yeah.
We shall not all sleep,
It says that we should not all sleep, going.
but we shall all be changed
Yeah.
in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye,
In the twinkling of an eye, going.
at the last trump. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised
Because
incorruptible.
we're in a dead state right now. We're in these bodies of darkness. The flesh, pursuant to the book of Jude, tells you that on how we should inherit the bodies of darkness into the coming of the day of the Lord. And then when the day of the Lord comes, if we're worthy, Lord willing, which we highly believe that. Like Paul said, I believe in that I will be saved. That's what Paul said. So we believe in the same thing. The Most High didn't come to us in a dream and say, look, you're the elect, this brother's the elect, etc. We didn't get that message. All we're going by is faith and we'll be in our level of belief. That's all we doing. Go on, brother.
And we shall be changed. For this corruptible must put on incorruption.
Right, this corruptible, which we're in right now, we're in a corrupt state right now. This is why we have ill thoughts in our mind. We have demons fucking with us every time. You know, Satan is messing with us.
Yeah.
Putting dirty thoughts in our mind. That's all going to change now. And it's going to be the new thing. The new thing is going to be incorruptible. We're going to be immortal. That's why it goes, this is why in Matthew 5 it speaks about how we have to be as perfect as the Father in heaven. So by us going through this journey of truth, we're going to get to this point right here. Go on.
And this mortal must put on immortality.
Immortality means to live forever, means not to die. So we're going to live forever. And we're going to have an everlasting state of being. And if we have an everlasting state of being, we're going to keep the earth in complete order and not get lazy or tired. All right? Go on.
So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption,
Yeah.
and this mortal shall have put on immortality,
And this mortal shall put on immortality. Go on.
then shall all be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up
In victory.
in victory.
Exactly.
O death, where is thy sting?
Oh, death, where is thy sting? So, in other words, there's not going to be more dying. We're going to be in the spiritual bodies. We're not going to be worrying about getting old and breaking down. Your back's hurting you, your shoulder blades are hurting you. You can't walk properly. You know, you have all this knowledge stored up in your mind that you want to bring forward. You can't do it because you're old and you get ready to perish. That's not going to happen. We're going to live like our forefathers lived in the ancient world. Going all the way back to the book of Genesis chapter 5. Let's get the book of Genesis chapter 5, brother. And let's read about the men on how long they lived. Because that's all going to come back again. Full circle. We live in the last kingdom, the last paganistic empire, just our last captivity. And guess what? It's all going to spin all around again. We're going to revert back to square one. We're going to be gods on the earth again, man. And this time we're not going to fall from our grace. Go on.
Genesis chapter 5, I'll start at 5. It says, and all the days that Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And
so that's a full age. Now picture that, 930 years. Nobody on this earth can even imagine living that long. Even we brothers, when we think about it, we really can't comprehend living that long. The maximum age is probably on average 75 or 80. Like I said, you got all of this knowledge you've learned in the past, but you can't do it. You can't put it into works because you're too old. But when it's all said and done, when the Most High gives us spiritual bodies, all of that knowledge that we've stored up, that we've learned and experienced for 300 years, we'll be able to put it into action and still be young men and have the energy to do it. And life is going to be fun, man. It's going to be, it's going to be fun. When you get up in the morning, you're going to look forward to life. You're going to look forward to messing with your children, messing with your wives, experiencing life, experiencing nature. Okay, living, man. You're going to know what it means. All of us, we're going to know what it means to live, man. Okay, we're going to experience the glory and the creation of the Most High himself. And the earth is going to return that which is what it was supposed to be. The Garden of Eden. The word Eden means paradise, man. Alright, from the Hebrew word Idon, which means park or paradise. So the earth is going to be a big paradise. And we're going to have governance and rulership of that world. And that's how you know that the Most High, he's going to show that he loves his people.
Right.
Go on, bro.
That's it right there.
Alright, brother. Yeah, read that.
Death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting?
Right.
O grave, where is thy victory?
Right, there's no more death. There's no more, because what comes death? Just sin, right? Because that's what sin brings. Sin brings death. So if we're immortal, and also on top of that, to add the little icing on the cake, we have the laws in our inward parts, we're unstoppable. The Most High is going to make us to be unstoppable beings, man. And we're not going to do wrong no more. All right. So hold what you finish that, and then go get me Hebrews the 8th chapter. We ain't gonna have no evil thoughts anymore. We're not gonna be thinking about killing our brother or coveting our brother's goods or committing adultery. We're gonna love our brothers and sisters by keeping the commandments, because the commandments is gonna be within our DNA, and we're gonna naturally do that which is the right thing. All right. If you look at all these people, they're not around here. They hear what I'm saying. Because this is not for them. This is for the elect. This is why the disciple is already here. Okay, we talking about what's going to happen in the next world. This world is getting ready to be destroyed as I'm speaking the word of the Lord, and as y'all are speaking the word of the Lord out there. All of you sincere brothers out there that's bringing it out, man. While we're bringing the word of the Lord, this world is being destroyed, and Esau, the so-called white man, doesn't even know what to do about it. He's losing his friggin' mind, talking about how he's going to try to use calcium carbonate to block the sun. You ain't gonna block no damn sun. If your ass couldn't get up to the moon in 1969, you damn sure can't block the sun. Alright? So Esau don't know what the hell he's doing. He's losing his friggin' mind, and we just getting our minds back. Go on.
Right.
The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law.
Right.
But thanks be to the Most High.
No, brother, you gotta read that nice and slowly again. Let's read that again.
The
You gotta
sting,
savor that.
yeah. The sting of death is sin,
Yeah?
and the strength of sin is the law.
So it says the strength of sin is the law. And it says that the sting of what? The sting of death is sin, right?
Yeah.
That's what I just said. So I said that earlier. I said, what brings forth death is sin. So in order for that to be stopped and to be put away with, now let's read the new covenant. What does the new covenant say about that? Hebrews 8, brother. Anybody can get Hebrews 8. And then you can also get Isaiah 31:31. So death is not going to be no more. What came death is sin. Sin is what brought degradation upon mankind. Back in the beginning of time, man was much more greater in stature. They lived much more longer. They lived as long as the trees lived. Now we've dwindled severely, greatly. The average height of mankind is about 5'10". The average height in the ancient world was what? 9 or 10 feet tall. And they were stronger in stature and mentality wise. And guess what? Everything's coming back full circle. We're going to go all the way back to what it was in the beginning of time. When we as brothers in this thing, we stand so still for the word. We're going to experience that, man, firsthand. We're going to experience what it was back in the beginning. But even more so, because we're going to always be in that situation. Go on, brother.
Hebrews 8 and 7 says, for if that first covenant faultless, no place had been
because it wasn't the covenant that was wrong, it was us that was wrong, because we were in a corrupt state. There was bodies. Although we were greater back then, but we were still corrupted. This is why we fell off. This is why we went into captivity after captivity. Because we were sinning over the sins by worshiping the different gods of the nations. The Queen of Heaven, alright, those Egyptian gods, and etc. Those what led us down to the point where we're at right now, where we're downgraded as a people. We're downgraded as mankind because of sin. And really that perpetual root or that perpetual plague went all the way back to Adam. So let's get Romans the 5th chapter, brother. Hold Romans 5. Continue on when you read.
Verse 8 says, for finding fault with them,
Yep.
he saith, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
So he will make a new covenant with the house of Israel. Is anybody included in that? No, because if anybody else was included in that, it would name the names of those nations that would be included in that. Because every nation has a biblical nationality. Now we all know that the so-called white man is not included in this, because if he was, his name would be Esau and Edom, and he would be also reconciled into this as well, as it reads. He would be a part of the new covenant. But it's only Israelites, man. Go on.
It says, and with the house of Judah.
And with the house of Judah, the southern kingdom. Go on.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers
But not
in the
according
day